This is video about intermarket spreads by using stock index futures. Intermarket spread. Intermarket spread is the simultaneous buying and selling similar underlying instrument, and contract market spread is the simultaneous buying and selling similar underlying instrument and contract month futures at different market. For example, you buying May FKLI at the Bursa Malaysia and selling S&P 500 index futures at the New York Stock Exchange. So if you look at this example, you use underlying instrument, same underlying instrument which is stock index, same contract month which is May contract. The difference is a market. One transaction in Malaysia, another transaction in US. You buy in Malaysia and sell in US. So that is intermarket spread. Same underlying instrument, same contract month, different market. So intermarket spread strategy, we only have one strategy, which is you buy outperform futures contract, at the same time you sell underperform futures contract. For example, you have FKLI currently is outperform S&P 500 index futures. So your strategy, you buy FKLI and sell S&P 500 index futures. Now we look at example intermarket spread. This is example from question 2, June 2008. As a professional speculator, Joseph believed that changes in world political situation will cause the S&P 500 index futures to become outperformed than Bursa Malaysia Composite Index futures. It is now June 1st, the December Bursa Malaysia Composite Index futures are trading at 925, while the S&P 500 index futures are trading at 521. The multiplier for the S&P 500 index futures contract is USD 500. The multiplier is also known as size of contract. The exchange rate is USD to Ringgit Malaysia 3.8. By December 1st, the index have increased. The Bursa Malaysia Composite Index futures is quoted at 995 and S&P Index futures are at 562. Indicate the position he would create on June 1st and calculate the net profit or loss in ringgit from the spread strategy. So step number 1, you need to choose your intermarket spread strategy. So the strategy for intermarket spread is buy outperform contract and sell underperform contract. So if you refer to that question, the question stated S&P 500 is outperform the FKLI. Therefore, the spread strategy is by buying the S&P 500 contract, which is the outperform contract, and sell the FKLI contract today, which is FKLI is the underperform contract. Step number 2, you need to calculate value for both contracts. So formula contract value is current futures price times size of contract. So for S&PF, the current futures price is USD 521 times size of contract given in the question 500. So you get USD 260,500. For FKLI, the current price is 925 times size of contract 50 ringgit. 50 ringgit is stated in the contract specification of FKLI, and you need to remember the size of contract for FKLI, 50 ringgit per contract. So you get 46,250 ringgit. Step number 3, you need to convert value for both contract in single currency depend on the question. So the question asks to calculate profit and loss in Ringgit Malaysia. Therefore, you need to convert all the values in US dollar into Ringgit Malaysia. So in this case, only S&PF value is in US dollar. So we need to convert value S&PF into Ringgit Malaysia. So USD 260,500, the value of contract you get from the previous step times exchange rate 3.8 ringgit. So value of S&PF in Ringgit Malaysia is 989,900 ringgit. Next, you need to calculate spread ratio. formula for spread ratio is higher futures contract value divided by lower futures contract value. So we compare value of SNPF and FKLI. So SNPF, the value is 989,900 ringgit. So it is a higher futures contract value divided by lower futures contract value. In this case is FKLI contract, the value at 46,250 ringgit. So you get 21 contracts. So spread ratio is the number of futures contract. So you must ignore all the decimal places. So if you get 29.99, you just ignore that 0.99. So take 21 contract. So how to interpret spread ratio? Okay, so you look at the contract that at the position of higher futures contract value. So that contract become one contract. Contract at a lower futures contract value become the spread ratio. So in this example, higher futures contract value is SNPF. So that's mean SNPF is equal to 1. Lower futures contract value is FKLI. So FKLI is equivalent to 21 contract. So from the spread ratio, the data that you get is 1 contract for SNPF is equivalent to 21 FKLI contract. Step number 5, you need to prepare your spread table. So spread table, we have 2 columns. Okay, the first column is for transaction in SNPF market. The second column is transaction for FKLI. So today, you need to buy outperform, sell underperform. So you buy one SNPF contract at price 5 to 1. At the same time, you sell 21 FKLI contract at price 9 to 5. And then you hold that contract until maturity. At the maturity, you need to close out your position. You close out for SNPF, you start buy, close out, take opposite position. You sell one SNPF contract at 562. For FKLI, you start with sell 21 contract. So you need to close out buy 21 contract at price 995. So step number 6, you need to calculate spread profit. For SNPF, the formula profit and loss is selling price minus buying price times number of contract times size of contract. So selling price and buying price, you refer to your spread table. You sell at 562, buy at 521 times one number of contract times size of contract 500. So you get USD positive 20,000. So please go through the example December 2013 question 4. So that's all for intermarket spread stock index futures. Thank you.